Good morning, guys. I'm your teacher Tania, and in this video, we're going to be explaining the simple interest. This is a new chapter, so please grab your copybooks and start taking notes. So, hopefully, at the end of this chapter, you will be able to calculate the interest, and this is the main idea of the chapter. So, I'm going to highlight the main parts of this chapter. We have three. So the first part, we're going to define the interest. What is an interest? The second part, we're going to know the formula. That means how do we calculate the interest? How can we use the formula? And at the end, we're going to do some exercises. And it is expected from you, if you have any homework, please do it before the next session. So everyone have heard about the word interest or may know the meaning of the interest. So please pause the video and take about 2 minutes, not more, to think about the interest. Yeah, I mean, what the interest is, what are the ideas, the words that come to your mind when reading or hearing about the interest. So starting now, guys, please, I want you to write the notes, write the definition, write the formula, and surely when I'm gonna be giving you the exercises, please write them on your notebooks. So what is the definition of the interest? So let me give an example. When you rent anything, okay, so you pay the rental cost. It is the same thing in the money. So when you rent money, you pay for the rental cost. That's the same thing, but we don't call it rental cost. We call it the interest. So when you borrow money from someone, that means when you take money from someone, you're going to be paying an interest. You're going to be paying a sort of fee, a sort of charge, a sort of rental cost. And also, when you lend money, that means when you give someone an amount of money, you will be taking the interest, you will be taking a charge, you will be taking a rental cost. So that's the idea. An interest, it is the charge of the privilege of borrowing money or lending money. Okay, so when you borrow money, you pay the interest. When you lend money to someone, you receive an interest. So how the interest is calculated, I mean, I cannot just say, well, the interest is $100. That's not correct. So there are ways to calculate the interest that we're going to be seeing in the next slide or in the next part of this video, and we're going to explain it. So how to calculate the interest? So let's look at this formula. IN is the interest amount that I'm searching for. It depends on three components, and I should know the three components in order to calculate the IN. So P is the principal amount of money. That means, for example, if I borrowed $1,000 from someone, $1,000 are the principal amount of money. R is the interest rate. That means the percentage taken from the principal amount of money. For example, 5%, 3%, 2%, 6%. So it depends. The interest rate is usually set by the central bank of each country. So with the exercises, we're going to know how to use it. And last, T is the period of time. For example, if I borrowed money for 3 years, 3 years are the represents the period of time. So period of time could be in years and days, in month, in semester, and etc. The interest rate is always in percentage, and you should know that the interest rate is always per year. That means when they say 3%, they mean 3% per year. It is always per year. So the principal amount of money, surely it will be represented in monetary unit. That means in dollars, in Lebanese pound, in euros. And also for the interest amount, it is represented in monetary unit. That means, for example, dollars, euro, Lebanese pound, or anything else. Okay, so when we're gonna calculate the interest should be in monetary unit. That means or euro or dollar or Lebanese pound or other monetary units. So let's do exercise number 1. So in this case, Ben has deposited $25,000 in his bank for a simple interest of 8.5%. And for a period of 3 years, we're going to be calculating how much the interest amount that Ben will be receiving. So in this case, as you see, Ben has lent money to the bank. So in this case, he will be receiving an interest. How to calculate the interest before each exercise, before calculating, please write down the components as shown in this video. For example, when you find P, write down that P equal $25,000. When you find R, the 8.5%, please write down that R is 8.5%. When you find T, write down that T equal 3 years. And when you find the 3 components, now you can start to calculate. But before calculating, as you see in the video, R is 8.5%. It is always per year, as I said before. So why did I put 8.5 over 100? Because when you say 8.5%, the percent, that means over 100. So I cannot use 8.5 and forget about the percentage. So before starting, you have to put 8.5 over 100, and you only use the 0.085 in the exercise. You forget about the 8.5 and you use only 0.085. This is the number that you should be always using. So now that you have the 3 components, you can start to calculate the interest. $25,000 times 0.085 times 3, and this is the amount that Ben is going to be receiving at the end. Okay, so let's move on to the next part, and we're going to see what we have. So in this exercise, we had R in years. The interest rate is always per year, and luckily in this exercise, the period of time T was also in years, and that's why we were able to calculate IN without any problems. But in the next exercises, we don't always have the interest rate in years and the period in years. We have the period in days, as we mentioned, in months, in semesters, in trimesters. So in this case, we have to convert the period to be in the same period as the interest rate, or we have to convert the interest rate to be in the same period as the T. So in the next session, we're going to be talking about how to convert R or how to convert T if needed, because we cannot calculate IN without having R and T in the same period. For example, if I have R in years and T in month, I cannot calculate IN without converting one of the two. If I have R in month and T in years, I have to convert one of them to be in the same period. So we're going to be doing this, and we're going to be learning about this in the next session. So thank you guys for watching, and have a nice week, and see you in the next session.